Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama. Dinner time for both of us. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Hare. Good morning. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, oh Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Ain't no sound like beat.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. This is better than Bitcoin mining Krishna. He's a mine, man. Full of all kinds of good stuff. Real treasure. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Oops. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Krishna. 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Gauranga. Krishna Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Radha Radha. Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Jesus, Prabhupada, Jesus, Prabhupada, Jesus, Prabhupada, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda Gauranga Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Govinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Govinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Govinda Radha Radha Govinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Radha Govinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha 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 Govinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Radha Govinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Radha Govinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Woo. Oh. Oh boy. Woo. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nitai Gora, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda Gauranga. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Ah. Haribol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Damn, Emerald made this one.
Yeah, we're gonna love this one. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. All right. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. I'll read a couple verses here. Let's read a couple of verses from Narottam's Parata, something like that. Parata, let's see, what is it called here? Yeah, here we go. Yeah. This is called Longings. So Narottam says, "Oh, when will that opportune moment come to us, when there will be shivering of the body as soon as we chant Lord Gauranga's name. While chanting Hare Krishna, when will there be tears in the eyes? Oh, when will I attain the mercy of Nityananda? When, by his mercy, will the desire for material enjoyment become very insignificant? When will the mind be completely purified, being free from the material anxieties and desires? Then I shall be able to understand Vrindavan and the conjugal love of Radha and Krishna. And then my spiritual life will be successful. I think that's when people show up here. When you start really thinking like that. It's pretty amazing. Yeah. It's nice to be on the page with Nartam. It's like you can feel like these are our brothers and sisters in spirit. Yeah. All right, I don't know, for some reason I'm going to read something else here. I don't know what it is. Hare Krishna. Biva Mangal Thakur. Krishna Karnamrita. All glories to Chintanami and my spiritual master, Samaguri. And all glories to my instructing spiritual master, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who wears peacock feathers in his crown. Under the shade of his lotus feet, which are like desire trees, Jayashree enjoys the transcendental mellow of an eternal consort. The shade of his lotus feet. It's like his name, it's like that shade, there's shade there, And under the transcendental mellow, that's that love, that bhakti. See? Just stay with that, under that shade, eternal consort, that love for Krishna's name and his pastimes, his feet. Yeah. Yeah. Eternal. See, eternal. You just stay under that shade, Why would anybody want to go in the hot sun when you have that shade, man? Maya. Just stay under the shade. Shade tree. Yeah. Yeah. All glories to Chintanami and my initiating spiritual master, Samaguri. All glories to my instructing spiritual master, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yeah. Uh-oh. Wrong thing. Okay, this is it here. Yeah. This is the whole point of having a guru. It brings you to the instructing spiritual master. Also, the Lord in the heart, huh? You notice that? He instructs you now. Can you relate to that? Isn't that amazing? People coming here, they can relate to the highest literature. You can relate to Nartam, Rupa Goswami. My goodness. This is a miracle. You can relate. You can say, yeah, that's how it is, man. Yeah, the Lord is my instructor now. I'm not here. Tom was reading when Prabhupada saying, you must follow the order. This. I was thinking, yeah, that's okay, but we move fast here. Pretty soon, you start ordering Krishna, he starts ordering, you have this relationship, and it's just you get together. No more of this, you must, you have to, all this. No, we want to, we love to. Shall we dance, Lord? Yes, sure. Let's see, there is an entity who has the appearance of an adolescent boy and who is being inundated with the desire tree flowers falling from the fingertips of the damsels of heaven. That boy is completely carefree, situated in transcendental beatitude. I think that's how you pronounce that, maybe not. As he sends forth waves of sound from his famed flute. He is encircled by thousands of effulgent milkmaids. See, he's waves of sound. That's what it's all about, sound vibration, you know. What are you vibrating? What sound? He's encircled, see, by many milkmaids through his famed flute. Hare Krishna. Whose garments are becoming loose again and again from their extreme pleasure at hearing the flute. A lot of people think, well, that's kind of, what, they're loosing the garments? Loosing those clothes, coming loose? Isn't that something sexual or something? Loosening garments, because we have all these garments, you know. They loosen, you know, these material attachments. These are garments, man. Garments on the soul. Okay? So we hear the flute. So you hear the flute. The flute is the instrument, sound vibration. Yeah, it could be a flute, could be a song, could be a lecture, sound vibration. From the flute, the instrument of the Lord. Where's that instrument, man? Because it'll loosen your garments, man. Loosen all what's holding you down on this planet, earth, hell, heaven, even the heavenly planets. Loosen those garments. This is such an attractive sound, so enlightening. So much transcendental pleasure that you can't even materially understand. See, it lifts you, loosens your garments here, things that hold you here. It's the best path. A lot of people try, I think I'm going to renounce my way, renounce these garments. And they just very hard. Oh boy, is that hard to renounce these garments with it. There's a much better way. Listen to the flutes. Listen where the Lord is empowering the truth to set people free. You know, just listen to that empowered persons there. Empowered by what? By this, you know, it's like, you know, they're in Krishna and Krishna's in them, man. You know, and the song is being played because of that. You know, enlightenment is the establishment of the relationship with the soul, with God. You know, and seeing that and hearing that relationship, hearing what comes of that. It loosens our garments so easily. Best path, man. Otherwise, I'm going to renounce it. I'm going to do sadhana. I'm going to, you know, get rid of these things. You know, it's very hard, man. They're like ropes. That's why, you know, you must go through the door. See, the door is the flute, man. You got to listen to the flute to loosen those garments, man. What do you think Jesus is talking about? I'm the door. See, listen to the vibration. You know, so there are 11 people who went through the door, man. Their garments were loosened and the Holy Spirit lifted them up. Now they're saints, man. They're just fishermen before. See, because they went through the door. You don't have to be anything special. You don't have to be smart. You have to have those smarts. Let's go through the door. You know? Listen, where's the Lord empowering the person to loosen those garments, things that are holding you back. We worship that dark bluish young boy, in whom culminate the principal stimuli for amorous love. Who causes Radha to become languid with the beauty of his dancing sidelong glances, and who in turn becomes languid with love when Sri Radha and her friends cast their sidelong glances at him. That boy's beauty, that like waves of nectar engenders an extreme thirst in the eyes of Radha and her companions. See, you have to become a companion, you know. See, Radha's got this extreme thirst for Krishna. See, this eagerness, desire for Krishna. See, in her and her companions. Okay? So that's why you got to hang around the companions. How do you know where the companions of Radha are? Well, that's where you see that extreme thirst. That thirst around the companions are there and Radha's there. And then Krishna automatically, man, just no, it's a no, you know. It's automatic, man. Krishna's there. Because that's where communion is, man. Needed. Simultaneous communion. Krishna's there, you know, glancing, and the devotees are glancing at Krishna, and they're meeting like this through the glance. Yeah. See, so that's it, man. So a lot of people, they see this is why Radha is the biggest mystery, bigger than Krishna. Well, no, Krishna's a mystery too, equal. They're both mysterious. Because you may have his name here, but you don't understand him. You don't know Krishna really. You know, only Radha and the companions know Krishna well, because they're eager, they got this thirst, this desire to, and so this causes the communion, man, causes the union. So that's really the secret of Krishna consciousness, is find out who's really Krishna conscious. Only those who are like the companions of Krishna. And one of the four rasas, they bound him with that bhakti, that love. See, if you don't want to hang, I'm amazed. A lot of these people, oh yeah, I'm Krishna, I'm a devotee, I'm a Vaishnava, and all this. And they don't want to be around those who have this eagerness, this feeling. What is this that ain't Krishna conscious. Not really. You gotta want to be around real devotees that have real devotion, real bhakti, real ecstasy, real eagerness, right? Doesn't that make sense? What is this intellectual Krishna consciousness? Oh, let me present the philosophy. No, where's that eagerness, man? Where's that union because of that eagerness? And then where's the realizations that come from that intimacy and eagerness? Where's that? There you go. That's where Krishna is, and that's where the door is. It's where his door is. The door is the devotee. Always like that. See, that's what Jesus is talking about. Hare Krishna. Let the effulgence personified, Krishna, shine within our hearts, He is wearing a bright peacock plume on his head. His face is steeped in sweet beauty, and his fresh youthfulness is bursting forth. And his flute is pouring out murmuring, nectareous sounds of rapture. Now that is interesting. See, you got to see that rapture. See, that's the ecstatic devotee. See, pouring out murmuring sounds of ecstatic rapture, man. You see how you got to see it, and that's you got to say. Where are those flutes where are those instruments being used by Krishna, and you can see that rapture being poured out. See, ecstatic devotion, right? That's all it is. Just where do you see that rapture being poured out? Well, that's where Krishna is. That's where his real devotees are. That's where salvation is and beyond. That's the door into eternity. Where is those flutes pouring out those nectarian sounds of rapture, the ecstatic devotion, the tears, and what Narottam was praying for? Oh, when will these tears come? Oh, when? Well, they'll come when you see them on somebody else, on your big brother and big sisters. And you take that association, and then you'll get the fulfillment of your desire, if that's what you're desiring. Hey, this is what we need to be teaching Vaishnavism or in any ism, is that desire for God. Desire to unite with that Lord. Otherwise, we're not whole. We're cripples in this world. Cripple-minded, even. Less intelligent, stupid, dumb, dunces. All because we're not whole. We're not healed. The word healed is very interesting. It just came. Healed. When you're healed, are you healed? Healed means like, are you obedient? This person is well healed. Heal. It's like, yeah, be obedient, so. Yeah, so the will of God is obedience, Yeah, obedience. Obedience. Well, basically it's like, hey, you're free. You're free will. You want to follow the opinion of the Lord. Is, hey, man, you're going to be happier if you're with me. Alone, you're going to be. Well, you'll never be alone. You'll be either with me or my Maya. It's your choice. You're built that way. We're all built. You either be with the transcendental Lord or you be with the material Lord. That's Lucifer. What's the difference? It's the same Lord, but in a different manifestation. You like to be with his shadow, or you want to be with his true form, Eternal form. See, one is eternal, the other causes this temporary cycle and go in that cycle like a washing machine. It's no fun. So, River, you want to read something? No, Tom, you want to read something first? River next. And Lalita.
Yes, I can read. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Thanks for using.
I think
What are you going to read today? What are you going to read?
Chaitanya Bhagavat.
Okay, good. Good book. That's a good book. It's like the Bible, the good book. It's the good book.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Shri Paraharidas and his parampara. Hare Krishna. Whoa. Let's see. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. I know. I want to start at the beginning of his chapter. This is the glories of Murari Gupta. Whoa. Yeah. There's something strange with my eyes. Some glasses, they don't function anymore. All glories. All glories to Sri Gaura Simha. All glories to Sri Gaura Simha, the son of Mother Sachi, the son of Mother Sachi. Simha, Gaura Simha. The shade of your lotus feet drives away all distress. The shade of your lotus feet drives away all distress. Oh, that's a relaxed beginning, relaxed start. The shade of your lotus feet drives away all distress. You are the life and soul of Gadadhar Pandit. You are the life and soul of Gadadhar Pandit. Be merciful to me so that my mind remain fixed at your lotus feet. Be merciful to me so that my mind may remain fixed at your lotus feet. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Wow, again, this is so relaxing. And my mind may be fixed on your lotus feet.
Yeah, and that mercy, that mercy is um, that bond, the feeling. That's how it's fixed. Otherwise, if we don't have that feeling, it's very hard. It's like you got to force yourself to fix it. We need that feeling. Then it's like, oh, it's fun. Yeah, Lord, man, I love to fix my mind at your lotus feet. It feels so good. It feels better than good. It feels like this transcendental, amazing experience. It's like you want to. This is spontaneous devotion. It's like, yeah, give me that mercy. Give me this spontaneous connection, this bhakti, this devotion. See, this is what you get. Being around devotees already have it. See, like the sun. This is the Lord's sun. Is that it comes through the? It's like it comes through Sachi, right? Because she's a devotee. It comes from all the devotee. It's like their sun. See, the sun, brightness, light in this world. See, that sun comes from the devotees. See, that connection, that's the mercy. By the mercy of Krishna, we get that association, so we can get that sun. We have that light comes through the word, the vibration of the devotees. Go ahead, Tom. This is really good. It's getting interesting.
Chaitanya was now fully engaged. Whoa. Chaitanya was now fully engaged in performing his wonderful pastimes with all his associates. In performing his wonderful pastimes with all his associates. Whoa. No disturbance, no disturbance. Fully engaged. Chaitanya was now fully engaged in performing his wonderful pastimes with all his associates. Sometimes he danced, sometimes he sung, and yet again he cried or laughed. But all these were symptoms of his ecstatic love of Krishna. Wow. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I feel it's so complete. They are together. These movements associating with his associates, doing his pastimes, and at the same time connected with the ecstatic love of Krishna. Wow.
Yeah, and it's reciprocal because full engagement is because the devotees were engaged. That engages the Lord. See, they became more into it. So the Lord was encouraging them by his example, and they became more fully engaged. See, it's a reciprocal thing. They also were engaged, and he was engaged. See, then fully engaged, so they really they got a good taste. They really wanted to be together, and they were doing a lot of sankirtan, a lot of pastimes together. So that's how it worked. They this fully engagement. The devotees were fully engaged. There, Krishna's fully engaged. See how it's a relationship.
It,
So
it feels like a dance on all the levels at the same time. Like a
yeah.
dance on all the levels at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
One day, one day Chaitanya was visiting Srivas Pandit's house with Nityananda. As they were sitting, Murari Gupta came in and prostrated himself at the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya. Wow, Hare Krishna. All these movements, energies coming in, being present. Hare Krishna. As they were sitting, Murai Gupta came in and prostrated himself at the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya. Looking effulgent, he got up and again prostrated himself before Nityananda. Looking effulgent, he got up and again prostrated himself before Nityananda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Wow. Sri Chaitanya was always pleased with Murari Gupta. So now he spoke frankly to Murari, saying, "What you did just now, by first offering obeisances to me and then to Nityananda, was a violation of Vaishnava etiquette." What you did just now by first offering obeisances to me and then to Nityananda was a violation of Vaishnava etiquette. Why do you, of all people, do this? You're supposed you're supposed to teach others who are ignorant about these esoteric rules. Talking about the word should. You are supposed to teach others who are ignorant about these esoteric rules. Murari replied, My lord, what do I know? My lord, what do I know? You are in full control of my heart. You are in full control of my heart. You are in full control of my heart. My lord, what do I know? You are in full control of my heart. I have acted according to your desire. I have acted according to your desire. The Lord then said, All right, Murari, go home now. Tonight you will come to know everything, and tomorrow we shall meet again. All right, Murari, you go home. Go home now. Tonight you will come to know everything, and tomorrow we shall meet again.
So, what is this esoteric rule that he was supposed to know? He's saying
it has something to do with first paying obeisances to the order of obeisances.
Yeah, why did he? What's the esoteric rule about following that etiquette? What is this rule? Sounds, that he was supposed to teach. And it was esoteric, following the etiquette. What's that about? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Spiritualness, fulfill your obeisance to spiritualness.
Yeah. See, it's funny because in the etiquette, they do that and they might not know why they're doing it, but they're just following the etiquettes. But this esoteric rule is a lot of people, they want to go directly to God. See, they want to get directly to God. But you go through, you're going to see it'll get more clear. You go through the spiritual master or the older brother. So, and that's how you get there. And you're going to see in the dream, it'll all become clear, maybe. Well, it will become clear, actually. Yeah, so anyway, yeah. Go ahead.
The Lord then said, All right, Murari, go home now. Tonight you will come to know everything, and tomorrow we shall meet again. Murari became grave and smiling hesitantly. He left for his home. That night in the dream, he saw Sri Nityananda dressed like a kingly wrestler, walking ahead. That night in the dream, he saw Sri Nityananda dressed like a kingly wrestler, walking ahead. Great hoods of snakes were above his head and in his hands. Great hoods of snakes were above his head and in his hands. He held the pestle and plough. He held the pestle and plough. Sri Nityananda looked exactly like Sri Balaram. Sri Nityananda looked exactly like Sri Balaram. Behind him walked Vishvambara. Behind him walked Vishvambara, who smiled and spoke in his dream. Now do you understand, Murari? I am junior. Now do you understand, Murari? I am junior. Consider this properly in your mind. Consider this properly in your mind. Then both of the Supreme Brothers smiled at Murari, and after thus instructing him, they disappeared.
So what's the meaning of that?
what I feel
Anybody?
is what I feel is that when you come into a house, also you you say hello to the person, um, to the host. Yes, the ones who brings you this, who offers you this accommodation. So Balaram and Nityananda, they feel like um, they are bringing us, they are doing service to us and bringing us to the Lord. So from that's what I feel. So we say we pay obeisances to them first.
Yeah. Anybody else got any understanding, realization? Yeah. Yeah. Well, what I see is so you see who comes first is the big brother. See, big brother. And he teaches us. He says, don't you see that I'm younger? See, Krishna's saying, I'm younger. You got to go through the big brother. That Balaram represents the spiritual master, the original. He's the big brother. He's already established in his relationship with Krishna. So you pay your obeisances first there, and because Krishna is younger, and you have to learn from the big brother about Krishna. But so Murari in the beginning, he went first directly to the Lord. And he said, no, you gotta go to the older brother first. See, they're two brothers. See, they're in their relationship. And that becomes the spiritual masters like that too. It's like Krishna is their intimate friend and brother. See, so you go because he represents Balaram. So you do the same thing. Otherwise, you see that here. People they sometimes want to squirm out of that. They want to start becoming inconclusive and start. No, I want to go directly to God. And that's how you jump out. You see, and so you got to go through Big Brother, and that's why sometimes you get tested at least twice on that. Living, you get somebody like Prabhupada, and then another empowered devotee comes, and that's the test, double test, because people say, "Oh yeah, I understand Prabhupada and everything," and that's what that happened with Prabhupada and his godbrothers. See the same kind of thing. Do you see that this person is also empowered by the same Lord? And they didn't see, oh, this big brother is here too, also. And the same thing with Prabhupada. And this, you got to see who's empowered by the transcendental potency. That's our big brother. That's called Shiksha Guru. Shiksha. A lot of people still need big brother to understand this clearly, so we can identify the spiritual potency where it is. See, where that's the whole point. And just like, even though the disciples are raised to the platform of the spiritual potency, they give respect. See the etiquette. They still follow the etiquette. Oh yeah, this is my Guru Dev. Even though, you see that happening here. A lot of devotees have ecstasy like their Guru here. And they oh yeah, see, they teach the etiquette. Oh yeah, you see, I got this through my Guru, and see, so people understand it's not about going directly to God. See, this is you need to teach people conclusively. Then they get really clear on what is the clear path, so that people can enter into this relationship. That's the etiquette. It's esoteric. It's a very deep thing. It's the doorway to real bhakti. Okay? So the Lord. So in a sense, Murari was transgressing the etiquette because now on the spiritual platform, he's, his relationship, his heart was drawn to Lord Chaitanya first, and he just did it. See, so the Lord's in control of his heart. As the devotees are like, he just did it because he wasn't thinking, is this the etiquette? Is this, he just did it, and he said, what do I do? My heart belongs to you. You have some pastime. And so the pastime was, they passed their time in that thing to teach the living entities how to approach properly. You got to go through Big Brother, and if you're not purified enough, a lot of devotees, they don't understand. They think they are purified enough, and now they're like that and everything, but it's imitation. That's why Shiksha Guru comes, and the Lord empowers them to further teach people so they can get through. This is back in that day, many sannyasis and Brahmins came through these really low class persons, but they were Big Brother because the Lord empowered them with real bhakti. See, and so even these Brahmins who didn't have a sense, if they could recognize that these persons they had the spiritual potency and that they needed to go through those persons, then they could also enter into this relationship. Otherwise, they just stay a Brahmin or a sannyasi or a sannyasi guru with a lot of followers, but without this bhakti. See, you got to come through the right way to make it into this dimension, because otherwise it's too hard to attain some other way. So we have to go first through the person who have really devotion, just like we go through Radha before going to Krishna. Yeah, and going through Radha means really not like, well, I'm just going to go in name only. Okay, but ultimately going through Radha means you get the grace of that feeling for Krishna. See? That's going through Radha. You're going through the feeling, because Radha represents the feeling for God, the devotion, the ecstasy, all of that. See, that's going through Radha, really. The person who's really going through Radha. So that's why you got to learn how to go through Radha by associating with those who have that mercy already. See, that devotees, spiritual master means basically complete. That person is complete. They're complete in that relationship. They have love of God. Pretty simple, this stuff actually is, but it gets really complicated when people, they speculate. They don't have this completion, and then they're speculating on all sorts of things, and everything gets unclear. It's like, what's it like? Oh yeah, you got to write big pages about what is a spiritual master, many pages and books. I mean, a big book, and then they still don't understand. It's just a whole person. Person has love of God, and love of God has its symptoms. It's ecstatic, rapturous devotion. See, like the flute, the real flutes are real devotees, real guru. They're the real flutes, and they put out a rapturous sound vibration, full of bliss, full of conclusive truth, very clear, clarifies everything. See? So that's, if you can't recognize that flute in this world, you're not delivered, because how are you going to recognize it when it comes to you in the afterlife? You don't recognize it here. This is your chance. This is people's chance to get purified, so they get their clothes loosened, Yeah, go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, so to put in my words, we first have to make contact with the real eyes and with the real one who has the real taste, and then we can progress.
Yes. Yeah, because that's where it comes. See, all these verses are teaching this almost the same thing. The rapturous flute is pouring out these ecstatic vibrations. See, and so that's how you get purified. From them ecstatic prema emanates. By their word, ignorance is destroyed. See, all of this stuff. It's just when you start getting purify, you see that everything is basically saying the same thing, is just liberate the living entities out of this Maya. And this is the door to do it. It's always the same. It's the devotee. It's all leading to the devotee, man, empowered to deliver others. And then when you get that, then you become matured and you start doing that to others, helping others through the door. You go through the door, you become the shepherd of the sheep. You understand the real path. See? Otherwise, nobody knows. It's always unclear. The Maya is always covering. It's always covering up the tracks, or trying to cover up the tracks, of the way out. That's what she does. And so the devotees, when they're here, they open the door. See, otherwise it's shut. That's why for 500 years, the door was more or less shut, unless you were some great soul coming here. The door is shut for 500 years. You barely see any love of God in our line. Barely. Maybe Vishwanath Chakravarti and a few of his disciples, but no big. You notice, no big thing. It practically disappeared. See, so. The door is open now. The door is open now. The preaching is strong, and people coming through. So like we have like 12 people listening, and these words bear fruit. We see they actually for people who really want this, this connection, and they can understand the logic of it and the reasonableness of it, this preaching, and the great ecstasy of this preaching, this tasting, this relationship with God, this love of God, they come through the door, and then maybe inspire others. It could become a very vast thing, because it's the greatest thing in this world. So, without hands, feet, he moves in grass. He sees without eyes and hears without ears. In really devotion, everything is there. Emotions, feelings, and so more. Amy says, oh boy, you get a lot of, okay, good. We'll read some of these comments here. Go ahead, read the comments there, Tom.
Okay, I hope I can see. A little bit difficult. Well, I need other glasses. Sorry.
Well, in the meantime, Lolita, can you read that? You're muted.
I feel like there is no other way to know God without seeing Him in devotees and through the words and heart of the spiritual master. I have been searching for understanding of God my whole life and never felt a speck of connection, not until now, from joining this Sangha. Yeah.
Wow. Now that's a testimony. That's how it works,
Absolutely.
That's why, the jewel, that's a jewel. That's a person sincerely seeking. And when they say, what did Jesus say? Seek and ye shall find. And so the Lord leads you to the door, and then you really appreciate it. It's like, oh yeah, this is, Johann the same. He was read the books. See, a lot of people are even in Krishna consciousness looking. See, she was outside into other things. I don't know her background, but not in Vaishnava. So some people show up in Vaishnavas and they're looking like that, like Johann and others. You yourself, they're looking like that. They're really looking there, and then eventually they find it. But see how where Jesus said this always fits in. That's why I love this preaching. He said, all the scriptures, all your seeking, all your fastings, all your callings, all your prayers was leading to me. It's leading to Guru, the empowered Guru. So it's universal. This is what Christians need to know. I mean, if they want to get out of this division thing, they slice it up and say, no, it's only this way. No, they don't see that, and it keeps them a little bit weak. See, they don't have this strength. It's a divide and conquer thing. They don't know Christianity has been divided like that to keep them weak in many ways. Oh no, it's only this way. And see, then they can't take advantage of Lord Chaitanya's grace. Like here, it's like, because they're, oh no, we're against you, you're against us. No, 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 no. It's not like that. You got to understand the universal teachings of Jesus. What they really, they're a universal principle of deliverance. And the Lord can use those principles in different places and different times and different circumstances. And he's doing that here. And so you see, when I preach and share, or I talk about, I bring everything back to the universal principle of deliverance. See, and you got to take it's like, that's the responsibility. You ultimately, the Lord empowers you, like Madhavinda Puri says, because of your ecstatic love, I'm going to deliver people through you. See, you're going to be my flute, and those murmurings, those murmurings of rapture and truth are going to deliver the world. People who listen to those vibrations are going to get clear sight. They're going to get real ecstatic emotions that'll bind their relationships with the true Lord, the eternal Lord, forever. See, this is what under the shade. See, everything's saying the same thing. Radharani, and it includes the consorts. Under the shade of the lotus feet of the Lord. You see, they chant the holy name in ecstasy. See, that shade as a consort, what keeps you as a consorting. Consort means you're consorting with Krishna forever. See, under that shade, you're consorting because of the feeling has been awakened. Now the Lord is in you. You're not just in the Lord and he's not in you. This is by Bhagavad Gita. No, we're in the Lord, right? And he's in us. His real form, his eternal form is in us. And we stay under that shade forever. See, fully protected. And this becomes inspire when people see, like, my goodness, look how protected those devotees are. Look how happy those devotees are. Look how intelligent those devotees are. Everything becomes uncommon because of their being connected back with the Lord. Oh, they're not crippled anymore. People are crippled. They're all crippled. And it becomes apparent. The more we connect and commune and sadhu sangha and become stronger, people start to notice. It's like, my God, look at this. Everybody else looks crippled because they are. You never know. When you're associating everybody is crippled, you think that's normal, right? Oh, look, everybody is walking, hobbling. Everybody is less intelligent and stupid. So, that's normal. It's not normal. We're in Maya. This is the illusory energy. Everybody's bitten by it except the few. The few who are, these murmurings are coming out because of their really being connected with God, with the true Lord, and this is why sadhu sangha is so important. We become more and more purified and cleansed and connected, and more ecstasy, more jewels. This morning I was chanting. It was like, wow, man, this is a mine. This is it. They have this thing called Bitcoin mining that came right to my mind because people are getting rich mining Bitcoin. And I'm thinking, wow, this is better. They're mining this stuff that doesn't even really exist. It's just in their minds, a fantasy. I'm sitting there mining this name, and collecting all kinds of jewels and realizations and everything, treasure to me. It's like understanding the value of the name, the importance of it. And it was like, to me, oh, treasure. It's like I'm mining. I'm in the mine. This is wow, this is real shelter. My God, this is, you really you find out what real treasure is, and every day we can just mine this treasure, it's it, man. This is the zone. This is the ultimate destiny for all universal souls, is to be under that shade of the lotus feet of the Lord. Whatever, if you're a devotee of Ram, of Jesus Christ, you feel that shade, Are you under that shade? If you do, you'll understand. But anyway, I just love being in the mind. It's just endless mind. It just gets more clear and more wonderful. You know, you got to just keep mining. Oh, we got an anger. Somebody got angry. Anyway, sometimes it's a mistake. Okay, Richard. We got Richard James. Let's see what he has to say here. Okay, that. Anything else? We are snails in progress, but we are trying to go up. Yeah, I mean, you know, like Maja Mayavati and others, everybody. The more you know, this is a great place. You'll see its greatness. You know, that's why I come here every day. I come to partake of the greatness of the Lord's mercy upon what's here, you know, and it becomes more and more clear. And whoever is inspired to do that, oh, we got 18 people. That's wonderful. You know, so the more people are inspired to come more and more, you'll see it's like rubbing a genie's lamp. And it just gets more, you get more involved, you know, you get more shade. You start to feel like, wow, I'm getting more shade, man. I feel shade from this Maya. I'm getting more happy here, more purified. My material clothes are loosening. You know, my dedication to illusions are loosening, you know? So, yeah. I don't know. Oh, we were just reading these things. Okay. See what else we got here. So read that there, what Johan has to say.
You Acharya Srila Gaurahari Das Maharaj, open our darkened eyes and filled my heart with transcendental knowledge. And now we are listening to you, Acharya Srila Gaurahari Das Maharaj. And the books confirming us what you are telling, so we can put it one to one together.
Yeah, well, you know, and this is it. You know, the Lord, I'm always amazed at people saying this, because this is just how the Lord works, you know. And then, like, for my students and disciples, it's like a big brother principle. That's all. And then you guys become mature, and then you pass it, pay it forward. Also, you teach the real way. People start to automatically look at you as teacher and guru, and for them, and you become a spiritual teacher and then spiritual master also. So read that.
I was blind, but now I begin to see, with eyes to see and ears to hear.
Yeah. Uh-huh. You want to explain that a little bit more too there, Richard, if you're still here? Okay.
Maybe he means spiritual eyes.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to hear, you know, what he means more clearly, you know, this, because that's how it is, you know, when your eyes are open. But I like to know how he sees his eyes being opened. And anyway, if he wants, go ahead, read some more there, Tom.
Okay. Is this the right spot? I hope this is the right spot. Murari woke up immediately and began to shed tears. Breathing heavily, he kept repeating Nityananda's name. Did I skip something?
No, I think that's right. Keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Murari woke up immediately and began to shed tears. Breathing heavily, he kept repeating Nityananda's name. His chaste wife became worried and prayed to Sri Krishna, chanting his name loudly. Murari was now convinced that Nityananda was the elder brother, and with this thought, he happily hurried to meet the Lord.
You know, actually, Lord Chaitanya was showing that a lot when Nityananda came into the association of the devotees, he showed them, he said, look at, I want you to meet Nityananda. And he had this extraordinary devotion. It was so amazing. Like, and all the devotees were floored by the expression of that bhakti. It was so powerful. So he showed, and now he's further teaching the glories of coming through the bigger brother. See, the big brother has the big devotion, the big bhakti. See? So that's when the Lord starts to deliver people, is through those devotees who are complete in their relationship. See? So they found this, this is how people get delivered. You notice with the Christians, the deliverance happened after they got the Holy Spirit themselves, like Jesus. See? They got the Holy Spirit, and all of a sudden people started to get the Holy Spirit and being delivered. You're delivered when this ecstatic devotion. See, you get the shade. That's the shade. You become a consort of the Lord. You consort with the transcendental Lord now, and you get that feeling. You got that bond. It's all leading to that feeling, because then the feeling is so fantastic, and that's what you see here. You see devotees stay under that shade because of the feeling of that love for God is so fantastic. It's so wonderful. There ain't nothing like that in this world. It's just, it's fabulous. It's incomparable. That's why to see a devotee in their communion with the Lord is a great privilege, is a great boon, just to see it, because it's so rarely seen. You see people, they're all communing with the Lord's Maya and are crippled because of it. They're like, you hear them talking. When you hear people talking, they're communing with their God. And their God is usually not transcendental, or they're not in the transcendental stage with their God. Like in ISKCON or in religion, they're worshiping God, right? But where do you see the ecstasy of that worship? See, that is rare. That's why people, look at this, all these devotees, thousands of devotees, millions maybe, and they don't see where is that the worship really complete. It's complete where the devotees are on the platform of spontaneous relationship with God, ecstatic relationship. That's there. Now you're going to find out where wholeness is, the door to wholeness is. Otherwise, you go in through people who have not understood these deep esoteric truths. Otherwise they're following the etiquette, right? But it's not a clear following. They're following the etiquette like, oh yeah, well, let me go through Big Brother. I'll go through this guru. But this guru is not Big Brother yet. They don't have big devotion. They don't have this ecstatic, spontaneous devotion. See, so they're just practicing, and they still don't understand clearly. That's why our work. Yeah, they're not empowered with this. You have to be under the shade to give the shade, right? You have to be a shade tree, but a shade tree they're shaded, they're not burnt by the sun. They're not burnt by the Maya. You got to be with that. So anyway, this is part of it. So, you become like practicing, and eventually when your heart is calling out, after a while, when you're calling out, when will these tears come to my eyes? The Lord give you the realization, well, why don't I go and hang out where the tears are? Why am I just sitting around devotees who have no tears? Nartans, when will tears come to my eyes? Well, they'll come when you're around devotees who have the tears, when you see that. When you're around complete people, it's by association. That's why they're here. That's why Krishna comes to give his association. Radha comes to give her association. The associates come to give their association. Because without it, we don't see clearly anything. That's why that's called religion. Religion is unclear, because you don't get this association. You act in motivated ways, even with religion. You just, you're mixed. It's only those who have pure love of God give the clear message, the pure message. They're the only ones who can understand it. Blessed are the pure in heart, they shall see God, and they deliver God to others. See, only Srimad Bhagavatam is understood by those in pure in heart. And this is bhakti is the only thing that's going to purify our heart. This pure love of God purifies the heart. We start to understand, what God's purpose is in this world. And then you realize, the realization is always the same in the sense, the whole thing about for a devotee to be in the world is, first of all, to stay under the shade. So who wants to burn up in this Maya? And also to deliver others. The Lord wants to deliver people. He wants to help. And you see, the harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. See, the harvest is everybody. If you're still in Maya, you need to get out. You need to understand what the purpose of life is to get out of Maya. Maya is everywhere. It's the purpose of life is not to go into the demigod realm and live there 1,000,000 years. And that's not the ultimate purpose of life. It might be your purpose. Like we have desires. It becomes our desires are our purpose. By the way, what is your purpose in life? Oh, I want to make a lot of money. That's your desire, right? But who has this desire? I want to get out of the illusion. Well, how do you do that? Well, you have to get out of the illusion. You have to see the truth. You have to live with the truth. Are you ready to live with the truth? Well, that's the transcendental Lord. I want to live with the transcendental Lord. That's why people are here. They're saying, I want to live with the truth. I don't want to live with illusion. I don't want to believe in illusion anymore. I want to believe in the truth. See, now you can start to get out. That's all our message is here is truth, 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 truth. That's our food. Truth, ecstasy, more truth, ecstasy, mind, Krishna. The transcendental Lord, he gives us transcendental messages to help people realize what is of real value in this world. And that's only a relationship with God, man. Only this ecstatic shelter is the only real thing in this world. Everything else, everything is illusion. What my goal? I want to be this. I want to be that. Well, that's your wannabe.
So
I want to be hugged by kids. And yesterday, go ahead, there, Tom. What?
Yeah, there are some words to use like empowerment and the real authority who can deliver us, who is the bona fide guru, who can teach us how to progress. I wanted to use these words. The real
Empowerment.
authority.
Yeah, empowerment. The bottom line is the feeling for God. When your transcendental relationship with the Lord is awakened, now you're becoming empowered. See, then you become like a flute used by Krishna, and those murmurings, rapturous murmurings, it does everything. Oh, this is a complete human being here. This person is human and divine in that sense. They've contacted the divinity. See, they're in contact with it. People, they still want to be in contact. Oh, aliens, let's contact aliens. Well, the biggest alien for most of mankind is God. See? So, it's alien to most people, but it's the most, we need that alien. That alien is our, is the true self. Freddie says transcendental association is the quickest way to experience. Yeah, but because what do you do when you're around association that's not transcendental? Well, it can't help you that well, and that includes all the way up into religious gurus, man. If they're not transcendentally situated, where they have this intimate, ecstatic love of God awakened, they can't help you real like a guru should. I mean, ultimately, real Krishna consciousness is simply real Krishna consciousness, really Krishna conscious. Devotion makes us conscious of Krishna as he is. Without devotion, we can't know the Lord. That's even Brahma. He didn't become conscious of Krishna until his eyes were tinged with a salve of love. Brahma Samhita. See, that means devotion. When devotion begins to awaken your heart, you start to cry. Tears start to come from the eyes. Now your material existence is being put out. See, by your relationship now, this awakening. See? Just like when babies are born in the material world, they cry. When you're born spiritually, you begin to cry a lot also. I've seen this here. I've seen it in myself, and I see it in my teaching experience now with others. They cry a lot. And then the laughter starts to come. Then the crying and laughter. And then it's a big party, devotional party. So yes, he is, but I love him the way he is, and I hope he loves me the way I am. Well, yeah, the more realization you get there about that, is you see he does. Yeah, go ahead, Tom. Or actually, River, you want to read a little bit? She's ready. Good. Smart girl. I knew she was intelligent.
I just got to move this one.
Okay.
Is it Chaitanya Bhagavati?
Yes.
No, it's not in my room though. Bring my. Cheers. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Oh. She'll probably come back. There she is.
I'm getting all excited.
Oops. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. She'll be back. Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Once you are blessed with feeling the connection, it seems you crave the association with Krishna and his devotees. Yeah, that's it, man. Yeah, that's it, man. That's Raghunuga, is you desire to be around Krishna and the devotees. You want that intimacy now. This is where we're a Raghunuga Sangha, truly. You know? All right, we got you there, River.
Sorry, Maharaj. I'm all fingers. Okay. You want me to read from Tom, or do you want me to read something else?
Let's see. Yeah, why don't you continue there? Let's complete that, and because it's almost done, I think.
Okay, Tom, what page was it? What page are you on? Chaitanya Bhagavat.
478.
Well, that's the beginning of the chapter, but you were still on that page.
No, 478. It's the second page. of the chapter.
Okay. Okay. All glories to my spiritual master and friend, and the whole of the Parampara. And all the glories, and all the devotees, all glory to the devotees in the Sangha of Srila Gaura Haridas. Muari woke up immediately and began to shed tears. Breathing heavily, he kept repeating Nityananda's name. His chaste wife became worried and prayed to Sri Krishna, chanting his name loudly. Muari was now convinced that Nityananda was the elder brother, and with this thought, he happily hurried to meet the Lord. He saw the lotus-eyed Sri Vishnu. He saw the lotus-eyed Sri Vishvambara sitting with Sri Nityananda sitting on his right, a benign smile adorning his lips. Muari first went to Nityananda, offering obeisances at his lotus feet, and then fell at Vishvambara's lotus feet. The Lord smiled and inquired, Muari, why did you act in this manner? Muari replied, my Lord, I acted according to your I acted according to your sweet will. Like a dry blade of grass is blown in the breeze, all living beings perform according to your irresistible power. Again, the Lord said, Muari, you are very dear to me, and I have disclosed the confidential truth about myself to you. I'm just going to read that bit again. Again, the Lord said, Muari, you are very dear to me, hence I have disclosed the confidential truth about myself to you. Gadadhar Pandit, the Lord's beloved associate, was seated on his left. He prepared tambula pan, is that right? Tambula pan, for the Lord and gave it to him. The Lord said, Muari, you are a stalwart amongst my devotees. Saying this, Sri Chaitanya gave him some of his chewed pan from his lotus mouth. Muari received this with eager respect upon the open palms of his hands. And upon eating this prasad, oh great ecstasy, oh great ecstasy racing through his body and soul. Sri Vishvambara addressed Muari, Muari, go wash your hands now. But Muari wiped his palms upon his head. The Lord exclaimed, now you have lost your caste. No, chase. Is it chase? I don't know. Okay. Now you have lost your chase, you foolish fellow. I'm going to start this again. Sri Vishwambara addressed Muari. Muari, go wash your hands now. But Muari wiped his hand on his head. The Lord exclaimed, now you have lost your caste, you foolish fellow. You have become contaminated by wiping. You have become contaminated by wiping your hands which had taken my chewed remnants on your head. Okay. You have become contaminated by wiping your hands, which have taken my chewed remnant on your head. Suddenly, the Lord's mood changed. He became angry, grinding his teeth. Grinding his teeth loudly. He began he began to manifest his supreme identity. He said, a sannyasi named Rakashananda, living in Keshi, has the audacity to try and inflict pain upon my person. A sannyasi named Raksananda, living in Keshi, has the audacity to try and inflict pain upon my person. He is a teacher of the Vedanta philosophy, but he does not accept the existence of my supreme form. I have punished him by making him contract leprosy, and yet he fails to understand. The entire unlimited creation is a manifestation of my energy. Still, he impudently maintains that this manifestation is false. Muari, you are my trusted servitor. So I'm telling you the truth. Those who do not respect my form and personality, they inevitably, is that right, Bruno? Yeah. Inevitably perish. Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Lord Ananta, and all the demigods serve the lotus feet of the Supreme. What was that? Hey. All the demigods serve the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord as their very dearest object. The mere touch of the Lord's body can cleanse one of all contamination, and yet these these shameless rascals deny the Lord's form. Truly, I declare to you that I, the Supreme Lord, my dear servitors and their servants, are all manifestations of the absolute truth. My transcendental my transcendental birth and activities are the absolute reality. anyone anyone denying their existence and veracity verily inflicts countless wounds upon my body. Anyone denying their existence and veracity, is it veracity? veracit, verily inflicts countless wounds upon my body. Just by hearing the glory of Yes, just by hearing the glories of the Supreme Lord, all nations is nullified. Yet that sinful teacher of the Vedanta saying such glories are unreal. Lord Shiva, Lord Shiva becomes so intoxicated by drinking in the nectarian glories of the Lord with his ears that he is unaware of the loss of his clothing. Lord Shiva becomes so intoxicated by drinking the nectarian glories of the Lord with his ears that he is unaware of the loss of his clothing. The great personality. The great personality, Ananta Sage himself, is forever engaged in singing the glories of the Lord. Lord Sukadev Goswami, Narada, and other exalted personalities become maddened by the sweetness of the Lord's glory. The four Vedas are simply explaining the esoteric nature of the Lord's transcendental glory. So Moari, anyone who disregards such super excellent glories and activities of the Lord can never appreciate the real behind my advent. So, Moari, anyone who disregards such super excellent glories and activities of the Lord can never appreciate the real purpose behind my advent. Addressing Moari Gupta in this manner, the Lord taught the entire world the cardinal truth about his absolute nature. The Lord's form, devotees, the Lord's form, devotees, pastimes, and abode are all the absolute reality, and the unfortunate non-believers will be annihilated. After a while, Sri Vishwambar came out of his trance and became his usual humble self. He lovingly embraced Moari, calling him brother, and spoke sweetly to him. Moari, indeed, you are my pure devotee, and thus you have come to perceive the transcendental nature and position of Sri Nityananda. A person may claim to be my devotee, but if he holds the slightest grudge against Sri Nityananda, then I do not favor him. Now go home, Muari. You have outright purchased me. Hanuman was the only other devotee of the Lord who had received such causeless mercy as Muari. Muari Gupta, now fully immersed in an ocean of bliss, went home, treasuring Nityananda and Vishwambar in the inner recesses of his heart. Muari Gupta, now fully immersed in an ocean of bliss, went home treasuring Nityananda and Vishwambar in the inner recesses of his heart. Muari was drinking nectar within his behavior became inconsistent. Muari was drinking nectar within and his behavior became inconsistent. He would say one thing he would say one thing but do quite something else, loudly chuckling to himself. Exuberantly, he called out to his chaste wife to bring his food, and she hurriedly brought his plate. Muari Gupta, fully intoxicated with love of Krishna, mixed the rice with the ghee and called out, "Krishna, come eat, eat." He took the mixed rice in his hand and picked it up as if to give to someone, but began to strew the rice all over the floor. His chaste wife stood there watching and laughed, but kept supplying fresh rice to her husband. She knew well that her husband was a very exalted devotee of the Lord, and called out Krishna's name, reminding him to be careful. Sri Chaitanya, always attentive to the wishes of his devotees, accepted all the food offered to him by Muari. Accepted all the food offered to him by Muari. Keeping his word to Muari, the Lord then personally came to Muari's house early next morning. Muari was then constantly chanting Krishna's holy name, and as soon as the Lord came, he paid his obeisances and offered the Lord a seat with great love. After the Lord had seated himself comfortably, Muari inquired, "What brings the Lord here?" Sri Chaitanya replied, "I have come to be treated for indigestion." Muari asked, What has caused this indigestion? What have you eaten yesterday? The Lord said, my dear fellow, how will you know? I have taken all that you have offered me yesterday, throwing the food on the ground and saying, eat, eat. You have forgotten, but your wife knows everything. Since you offered it to me, how could I refuse? Now can you treat me for eating your rice and my inability to digest it? But the fact is that I am suffering from indigestion due to eating your rice. I know that drinking sufficient water is a very good remedy. And as I have eaten your rice and become sick, your water is my medicine. Your water is my medicine. I am going to drink your water. Saying this, the Lord picked up Mohari's glass and drank the water from it. The Lord expressed full satisfaction upon drinking, as if the water was the nectar of his devotees' pure devotion. When Mohari saw the Lord's infinite mercy, he was so overwhelmed that he fell down unconscious. All of Mohari's servants began to in exhilaration. Everything was so wonderful. The Lord, the ecstatic devotional feelings, and the pure devotees of the Lord. Such devotional mellows could be manifest by Lord Chaitanya's causeless mercy alone. Such devotional mellows could be manifested by Lord Chaitanya's causeless mercy alone. The mercy and blessings that Muhari Gupta's servants received from the Lord was never seen or awarded to any of the so-called Brahmin scholars in Nadia. Material knowledge, wealth, and the distinction of futile material knowledge, wealth, and distinction of futile. But by becoming a servant of the Lord, by becoming a servant of the Lord, one is rewarded the greatest boon, loving devotion to the Lord. The servants of the Vaishnava devotees are not just anybody. The Vedic scriptures describe them as the most elevated souls. Such were the extraordinary activities of Muari Gupta. The Lord showered his blessings on Muari constantly. Whoever hears these transcendental activities of the pure devotee, Muari, will indeed experience divine love. On another occasion, Sri Chaitanya was in Srivas Pandit's house. Suddenly, the Lord manifest his real form as the supreme Godhead, Sri Vishnu, with 4 arms holding the conch shell, disc, mace, and lotus. He began to loudly call out, Garuda, Garuda. Just then, Muari Gupta, roaring loudly, came running to Srivasa's house in a devotional trance. This person became surcharged with the mood of Garuda. He said, I am
Why don't we
Garuda.
let Lalita read a little bit too?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, before it gets
Too
yeah.
late. Is she follow? Are you following on for me, Lolita?
Doesn't matter what Guru Maharaj wants.
Oh, you can read what you want, whatever you want.
I have no idea.
Okay, read Chaitanya Bhagavat. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Where's my key?
Hey, that was a great reading there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, glory to you, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah, there's so much to talk about too, but I didn't want to interrupt because it was so inspiring. Yeah. All these very deep points. Matter of fact, well, now we'll read that. Yeah, just read what you like in there. You can read another because she completed asked by me.
Yeah, to be honest, I enjoyed Yamuna's ecstasy, but for me, language, it's so difficult to follow the story. So
Yeah. So read what you want. So we're reading from Chaitanya Bhagavat. Somebody asked.
Chaitanya Bhagavat, yeah. But what? What?
Read chapter I don't know, chapter 12. Chapter 12.
Chapter 12.
Yeah.
Okay. The wonders of Nityananda.
Yeah, the wonders. Yeah, that sounds good.
It's only a little chapter.
Yeah, the wonders of Sri Nityananda. I offer my respectful obeisance unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master, Bhaktivedanta Paramahamsa, Srila Gaura Haridas Maharaj Acharya. All glories to you, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, to Jagannath Babaji, to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, to Lord Nityananda, and Lord Chaitanya, to Radharani, and to Sri Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The wonders of Sri Nityananda. Oh glory! Oh glory to Vishwambara, the Lord and Master of all the Vaishnavas. Please give us devotional service unto you and make us your your surrendered devotees. Nityananda, he performed many wonderful pastimes with Sri Chaitanya in Navadvip. Nityananda did innumerable extraordinary deeds, engrossed in the ecstasy, of love of Krishna. Like a little boy, he went about his work with simple enthusiasm. He spoke always very sweetly to all the devotees he met, and he danced, he laughed, and he sang to himself in bliss, sometimes moved to an to an outburst of ecstasy. He roared. He roared loudly, astonishing one and all. He sometimes he jumped in the crocodile-infested, swelling, hissing monsoon waters of the Ganga, fearless and carefree. Everyone gasped with consternation, but Nityananda swam about in the waters, laughing and splashing. He swam about in the mood about in the mood of Ananta Sesha, feeling completely at home in the waters of the Ganga, while the spectator devotees, while they held their breath in anxiety. At times, Nityananda became so surcharged with ecstasy in love of Krishna that he went into an he went into an unconscious trance. Lasting 3 to 4 days. These are some of the inconceivable pastimes of the Lord. They are endless. They are endless and eternal, and I am incapable of describing them all. One day, Sri Chaitanya was sitting alone with Nityananda when Nityananda came to him, completely naked, chuckling like a child. His eyes and pure face were twinkling, and tears of limitless joy cascaded down his cheeks. He went about repeating this sentence like loud peals of thunder. My Lord and Master. My Lord and Master is Levi Pandita from Nadia. Sri Chaitanya smiled, amused at the sight of Nityananda's Lord's brilliant, beautifully, beautifully formed and completely bare frame. Hastily, Sri Chaitanya removed the cloth from his own head and he wrapped it around Nitai. But Nitai continued to chuckle as if nothing had happened. Chaitanya then smeared perfume on his body. Decorating him with a flower garland. And he began to glorify Nityananda. Your name is Nityananda, and so also your form and demeanor are always and eternally blissful. You are Nityananda. Now, as you were Balara before, no one can interrupt the ecstatic and unlimited joy that you experience, as your name suggests, is everything you do, whether it be walking, eating, or otherwise. Ordinary man cannot appreciate your transcendental potencies. Are always to be found when Lord Krishna is present. Krishna is eternal and is the absolute truth, and so are you. since you are his eternal associate. Nityananda is perpetually relishing the nectar of loving devotion to Sri Krishna, to Sri Chaitanya, and all his words and deeds are fulfilling Chaitanya's innermost desire. Sri Chaitanya said to him, "For a long time I have had one unfulfilled desire. I should like to have your Gopina loincloth dress." Saying this, Chaitanya went and brought a Gopina for Nityananda Prabhu, and then he tore it to many long strips. The Lord then distributed one by one those strips to the assembled Vaishnavas, telling them, "Place them upon your heads. These are most precious, worshipable objects, even to Lord Shiva, the king of the yogis, or to speak of others." One attains the exalted position of becoming a pure devotee of the Supreme Lord only by Nityananda's grace. All of you should know that he is the embodiment of Lord Krishna's full transcendental potencies. Sri Nityananda is identical to and is the immediately expression of Lord Krishna. He is an eternal associate, friend, a brother to Krishna. He expends himself as Krishna's bed, ornaments, and other such paraphernalia. His character and pastimes are a mystery, even in the Vedic literatures, although he's he's everyone's maintainer, protector, and friend. All his activities are full of devotion. All his activities are full of devotional nectar to Krishna. And it's easy to attain the highest perfection of love of Krishna by serving him. Therefore, all of you respectfully place these strips from his kopina upon your heads. Then take them home and worship them with great care and regard. Following Sri Chaitanya's instruction, the Vaishnavas wrapped the kopina strips lovingly around their heads. Again, Sri Chaitanya spoke. "Listen, all devotees, now drink the water." Now drink the water that has washed the lotus feet of Nityananda. You will immediately imbibe unfaltering faith in Sri Krishna's devotional service. Of this, there is no doubt. Having received Sri Chaitanya's instructions, The devotees, they washed Sri Nityananda's lotus feet. They drank the water. They drink as much as possible, 5 times, 10 times and more. Nityananda, who throughout the entire episode was engrossed within himself, he remained smiling painingly. Sri Chaitanya sat down and he began to distribute this water with the utmost pleasure. The devotees drank. They became intoxicated, chanting Hari, Hari, Hari. Each devotee expressed his joy. One said, "Today was the fulfillment of my life." Another said, "All the bonds of my material entanglement were severed today." Another commented, "Today I feel I have become a servant of Sri Krishna." Still, still another voice said, "This water is so relishable." Its sweet taste still lingers in my mouth. The water was so unique that immediately upon drinking it, everyone became spiritually excited. Some danced, some began to sing, others started rolling on the ground, and still others couldn't stop roaring out aloud in joy. Just then, a jubilant kirtan started up. Some devotees sang songs of Krishna, and others began to dance. In a moment, Sri Chaitanya rose up, letting out a thunderous cry, joined in the dance. Meanwhile, Nityananda Prabhu, he also stood up and started dancing. Unable to contain their joy, the devotees encircled both of their lordships and they continued their ecstatic dancing and jostling. They were intoxicated. They were intoxicated with joy, falling on each other. They played little games, touching one another's feet and smearing their heads with the dust. Some hung on to the neck of another, sobbing happily. They all mingled happily, forgetting any mood. Forgetting any mood of reference. The Lord and his servants all danced together. Sri Chaitanya, Sri Nityananda embraced each other. They embraced each other every so often and danced with blissful gestures. Mother Earth Mother Earth trembled under the rhythmic under the rhythmic dancing of Lord Nityananda. And the whole world resounded with Hari, Hari, drowned in the nectarian nectar. Drowned in the nectarian nectar of Krishna Prema, Gora and Itai, the lords of Vaikuntha. They danced in ecstasy were their servitors. All these pastimes are eternal. They simply became manifest at a certain time and place, and again they became unmanifest. This is clearly explained in the Vedas. How to dancing all day. Lord Chaitanya finally sat down with all his devotees. He clapped thrice loudly and then spoke benningly. Whoever worships Nityananda, whoever worships Nityananda in loving devotion, he loves me also. His lotus feet are worshipped by Lord Shiva and Lord Balarama. Hence, always offer your love and devotion to him. If anyone is critical of him or dislikes him, then even if that person is a devotee, he is rejected by me. Whosoever has even so much as received a slight touch of Sri Nityananda, Lord Krishna will never forsake him. Sri Chaitanya's words brought resounding applause from all the devotees. Whosoever hears these transcendental narrations with faith and devotion becomes protected and maintained, maintained by Lord Chaitanya. Such activities of Sri Nityananda Prabhu are fully understood by only those who are his confidential associates and the eternal associates of Lord Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya and Sri Nityananda Prabhu are my life and soul. My life and soul. I read Das offered this song at their lotus feet. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is the end of this chapter, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah, yeah. You know, one thing I'd like to say, there's so much to also talk about. One thing is, if you know what I've noticed in all of these things that the Lord has said to his devotees, like whether it's from Jesus saying to his disciples, or Krishna saying to Arjuna, or or Lord Chaitanya saying to his devotees, they're always, this is how a lot of people miss it. They think they can just keep, it's just in the book. You have to be a part of this living kind of drama again. See, and then it's the same kind of thing. The spiritual master, the devotees represent Nityananda and Morari Gupta, and the process of deliverance is just like it says in the living. Otherwise, you're looking in the book and you're not understanding. You have to see who is a recipient of this kind of mercy. You got to become a devotee of a devotee. And all of this stuff just comes to life. You start to see, anyone who is critical of Nityananda, that means critical of the devotees empowered by the disciplic line, will not, are not dear to the Lord and do not get the mercy until they overcome that fault. Because you got to recognize Satchidananda in this world. See, and yeah, and this is so. Anyway, all these points pertain to a living reality. That's why it's ecstatic for the Lord in our hearts, because he wants this preached in this world because it's the truth, and the truth makes the Lord very happy. And when the Lord is happy in our hearts, then we're delivered. You see, oh, it's all about making the Lord ecstatic in our heart. And truth is the only thing that does. That's why he's speaking all these beautiful, perfect things. And it's awakening in the love of devotees. Very confidential. What's going on here is very confidential. But it's a representation of the absolute truth in this world. Because what happened then and all those teachings then that he's speaking to those devotees is applicable to now, and this is where people get it. Otherwise, it's just in a book, and people don't understand what it's talking about. See, so yeah, so it comes to life here. This is the amazing thing. It comes to life, and then that's why people, they have their ecstatic devotion awakening here, because you're hearing the truth and you're acting according to the truth. You're acting in this world according to these principles. See, by your example, and passing it on by your example. It's amazing, actually. Anything you want to say, Janaki? Why don't you say a few words to us?
Hare Krishna. I'm so glad that I caught this.
Yeah, what time did you come? Did you see some of it or a lot of it? Or
1 hour. 1 hour ago, I kind of came on.
oh,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a different life here.
yeah, good.
It's like I caught
Yeah,
it
that's
there.
right. Different life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
where this is the only place that you can really plug into the other world. The spiritual world is
Another
here.
world.
Here in this sangha is the spiritual world. And
Ah,
I don't know, I've just been moving so much material energy from here to there to this.
yeah.
I'm caught in that right now.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So you're
So, yeah. Well, the 15th. Let's see, 15th is coming up soon, and then you'll going to. Oh, yeah, it's coming up in 15 days. Oh, yeah,
no
15 days.
12 days. Well, isn't today the 3rd?
Yeah, 12 days.
Ah, I'm making them go faster.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
There's no place like home. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. All right. So maybe we'll end this here. I can't quite hear you so well because your connection is
Oh,
a
it's
little
horrible.
bit. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, I think we'll end here. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming and participating in Sadhu Sangha, and for coming into the mind of Krishna. Yeah. Okay. Hare Krishna. Have a nice morning, and we'll see you later. Huh? Thank you all for attending. Everybody else out there.